Gentlemen, your arm, please stand. Please stand.
Well, kind of gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for the privilege to be here this evening. Thank you for these that have assembled to conduct the business of this your city. Be with those who could not be with us for whatever reason. Now we say and do be for your glory and for the city's benefit. Continue to forgive us of our sins. Watch over us, protect us, provide for us, forgive us. We give you all the praise, the honor, and the glory. In Jesus' name, amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. Can we call the roll, please?
Mr. Bollinger.
Here.
Mr. Fainan.
Here.
Mr. Hatmaker.
Here.
Mayor Stanfield.
Here.
Ms. Thompson. Here.
Okay. Number 4, approval of the minutes for your September 2015 meeting. You had a copy in your packet. What's council's pleasure?
Move to approve.
Have a second. Have the motion called roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger.
Yes.
Mr. Fainan.
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson. Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 5, reports from your boards, your committees, your department heads. What's your pleasure?
Move to approve, Mayor.
Have a motion from Joe to have a second.
A second.
Call the roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger.
Yes.
Mr. Fainan.
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker.
Yes.
Ms. Thompson. Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 6, any comments from the citizens? Bob? Come on, Bob, please.
We would like to talk about the situation on Nevada Avenue with apartments that's straight across from our home. First of all, when the other people had the apartments, they had no water running on you all city property. And they had their dumpster down underneath the hill. Okay, these people that has built these apartments now has got 4 pipes coming down on the city property from their building, from their downspouts. Plus they have put a foot slab of concrete for a dumpster on our street, straight across from our house.
Over the ditch line.
And over the ditch line, tore out the sidewalk to put all this in. And as you well know, Mike, they tore the biggest portion of the sidewalk completely out. They have put dirt in the ditch line. They have sowed grass. They put straw on it. And the water is running over on our property. And we've lived here for 40 years in the same property. And we're law-abiding citizens, and we want to do the right thing. But this is a disgrace to our street, putting this dumpster straight across from our house for us to smell, to look at for the rest of our lives. Garbage laying around everywhere, and this is not right. And not only that, but they fill this ditch line in with this a foot concrete to where the water cannot get from one side to the other. There's been some cut out of it, but it's going to have to go a lot deeper because that water the other day, it run everywhere over on our side. And not only that, but all that water from up the hills coming down, then all that water is coming on our property in the back of us here. There's a big tile there, but it likes about 50 foot of being down to the end of our property line. And the other day down there, the water was about that deep. And even the field had water in it. And
Is that, Bob, is that the pipe we put in there back in probably the late 70s or early 80s?
I have no idea. It was there when we got the property. But I don't know when it was put in, but it's been there for many years. We never, I used to have a garden down there.
You're right.
And it started flooding so bad that I had to quit. And but we've had water problem, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And then when they added these 4 pipes across where the sidewalk's supposed to be, and running down in the ditch line there, and that naturally that water's going down in our this ditch line here, down this tile, down on our property here. And not only that, but this dumpster, I think it's a slap in our face that a dumpster would be put across from taxpayers' home that'd been there for 40 years. Me and my wife were retired. We like to sit on our porch in the morning. What are we gonna smell? Garbage. When they come and pick up the dumpster, we're gonna hear that noise at 3 o'clock in the morning. The whole street's gonna hear it. I mean, this is awful. And somebody's okaying all this stuff to be done.
Bob, I didn't know anything about the dumpster until the dumpster was there and they done poured that slab of concrete.
They
So
put
you
it,
called me up there.
the dumpster came Friday. And I mean, who would want a dumpster across from your home?
No. Stan, if you got any comment on the dumpster, is there anything we can do about the dumpster? Or-
No, I mean, the dumpster's where the dumpster is. I mean, it's right in front of the apartments also. They've agreed that this dumpster will be emptied once a week. I mean, I don't know of anything that we can do about that.
Is there something like we can put, like maybe a privacy fence around it, like a wooden fence where you hide the dumpster?
We can talk to them and ask. I think that was the intention anyway.
Okay, to date it, where the driver of the truck would have a key to unlock your frame or something
Yes.
and show you that. Okay. Do you know anything about those pipes that Bob was talking about, 4 pipes coming across the city sidewalk?
They're not coming across the city sidewalk. There's not a sidewalk there.
There used to be.
There was.
Well, that sidewalk was there after the fact.
No,
Well,
the sidewalk
Marty
was there
Jackson
when they
was there.
started. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, the sidewalk was there.
There was
Because
a portion of sidewalk, it wasn't a complete
it's
sidewalk.
all busted up.
That's
It went all the way down to the driveway.
Yeah.
It went all the way to the driveway. Mike, you know it.
Yeah.
It come all the way to the driveway. And when they dumped all that dirt in there on the city property there, that's when they dug the sidewalk up.
Okay. Yeah, that sidewalk was there, because I remember when Marty built his apartments there the first time,
There was a portion of sidewalk.
he put all the dirt on the sidewalks, and I went up there and made Marty take that dirt back off the sidewalks. Is that not correct, Bob?
Yeah, well, see now, when the apartments was built before, there was no dirt, there was no water turned on the city from the apartments. The only place we had any problem was over on the driveway. And you all put a thing there to run the water, and they cleaned the ditch lines out. Ditch lines is full.
Right. You have to say, Bob, I'm well aware of your problem. I've handled it for years when I was in the street department. You have to stay on top of those ditches when it rains. You know, if you go up there and clean them out today and don't go back a year or two, you've had it. It's all messed up. You need to check it every time it rains.
Well, the thing of it was, when they cleaned them out, when Jim come up there and cleaned them out, we never had no more water problems.
Right.
But now we've got water from everywhere.
Okay.
And see, somebody has allowed these ditch lines, pipelines, to run down, 4 of them, there's 4 of them, running from their apartment on the, down, it's gonna end up it comes across where the sidewalk used to be. Now, there was a sidewalk all the way to the end right there where that driveway's at. I know, we've been there 40 years, we kinda know what's going on in the street. Not only that, but we're the oldest people living on that street. And this is a slap in our face, that they would put a dumpster right straight across, and it is on their property. But who's gonna smell all this? Who's gonna see all the garbage? Who's gonna live with this every day? Till we die.
Right. Bob, we could probably, work some kind of deal out if they, put a fence or something, a wooden fence or something, but if I say it's their property, there ain't a whole lot we can do about it, it's on their property.
But the thing of it is, the past administration, they never done one single thing to hurt the city's sidewalk or nothing. They never run no water on nobody, and they put their dumpster down underneath the hill where it needs to be. And somebody's allowed all this stuff to happen up here on our street.
Well, that sidewalk probably had to be replaced, what was there before, because I lived there in the early 50s, and me and my older brother lived there before we moved. Probably 6 or 7 years I lived there. I used to ride a tricycle and a bicycle off that sidewalk all the way down to the Fleet Building. So I know it's a sidewalk there.
On the other side of the driveway, Jim put a new sidewalk in there a year or 2 ago. There's a sidewalk all through there. Now they've dug it all up.
Jim, what do you know about Jim? The sidewalk.
There was a sidewalk there, now it was in bad shape, but there was a sidewalk there. And they've either dug it up, and I wasn't there when they did it, but they've either dug it up or covered it up for them.
It's dug up.
Did they dig it up?
Yeah.
I wasn't
And part of it, down there next to where the chain link fence is, they've covered it over with dirt, sowed grass, and put straw on it.
Okay, Jim, if they,
The sidewalk, if you want the sidewalk replaced, they'll have to go in there and re-slope that bank. You'll dig it up once it's done. Dig it up, steepen that slope up, and replace that sidewalk. That can be done, but, you know, they've done it. I think it'd be their responsibility to do it. I don't think we ought to have to go in there and re-slope that bank, pull the sidewalk back.
no, Stan, can you and Jim get what's his name and see? You know, there was a sidewalk there, it may be in bad shape,
Yeah.
but there was a sidewalk.
Well, we started, just about down there at the fleet building, didn't we, Bob? Went all
Yeah.
the way top of the hill when you
Yeah.
sidewalk.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yes.
And, we also cleaned that ditch out he's talking about and had a curve
Mhm.
across the driveway coming off that property beside the street to hold the water over in the ditch. Now, I did talk to the superintendent up there last week, and when the asphalt people are coming back, he's gonna call me and I'll go up there and show them what they need to do to curb that driveway and put the water in that ditch. We went up there and, that driveway to the dumpster, we milled part of it out, and it may have to have some more. We've done what we've done, if that don't do it, we'll do some more. And that's just something we've inherited, which is not a big issue, it's not like these other things. But, if they're gonna have to steepen that slope, re-pour that sidewalk, they need to do it before winter.
Right.
And, I will work with Rogers Group and see that they do keep the water and put it in that ditch
Yeah.
over on that side of the road.
Yeah, I don't want Bob or Butch either one to have no more water than they have been getting.
Right.
Well, that tells me they have no intentions of cleaning that ditch line out. When you fill that ditch line full of dirt, sow grass on it, and put straw on it, they wasn't gonna clean that ditch line out.
I think we can change their mind, Bob.
Yeah, yeah, they'll either clean it out or we'll clean it out.
Well, and another thing, this dumpster, I mean, isn't there no respect to people that lived on the street for 40 years? I mean,
Dumpster not be located behind the apartment?
To be honest with you, that's what I thought it was going to do. It's on their property, it's on,
Could we not ask them to
you
locate?
can ask them. We gonna go there, I don't know. I mean,
That site plan was approved, you know, the engineers designed it, and it was approved. Now, everything may not have been perfect, I'm not saying that.
Was anybody
But I did talk to the,
see if they moved the house around to
I forget his name now, but anyway, it's over that property. And told him where he could buy powder to put in that dumpster. But not only helps control the odor, but helps control flies. Because we use it. And I told him, he said he would get some, I don't know that he has. But he said he would get some and use it.
if I was guessing, that dumpster probably empty at least 3 times a week. Probably Monday, Wednesday, Friday, at apartment complex. Would you say so, Stan?
I would say so. I mean, there's nobody moved in there yet. I mean, it's still under construction. They're not using the dumpster yet. They're just
Not
sitting
yet,
there.
but when it, he and I did discuss that, Bob.
Yeah.
And he does intend to buy that material to put in that dumpster. Now, that's as far as we went. And in hot weather, the only suggestion I have, other than maybe empty it twice a week, you know, where it doesn't stay so long. Of course, once they get all those apartments full, they'll fill that dumpster up probably twice a week, won't they, Stan?
Yeah.
Maybe even more than that. So they'll have to keep it empty more
Yeah.
often once they get everybody in there.
Usually, Bob, where you get your smell and stuff is, if the dumpster is old, it starts to rust out the bottom, you get rats and stuff going in and out of it, you know. But I'd say in apartments, it'd be a new dumpster. I've not seen it, it may be a new dumpster, I don't know. But usually they'll put it in bags, tie the bags up, you know, the only time you won't get the smell is the bags bust up or something.
But what if they throw at it and it hits the ground? I mean, you know, anywhere you go and see a dumpster, you see garbage laying on the ground.
We have a litter policy, and whoever is manager of that apartment complex, we can strongly encourage them to keep it cleaned up. And I emphasize the word strong. I'm not gonna say may, because, you know, but we do have a litter, control policy in the city, and, means to enforce it. So we can see to it, if they don't, excuse me, if they don't keep it cleaned up, we can see to it that they do.
But if they come twice a week, that's 2 times of a morning, we're gonna hear all this banging and thrashing and knocking.
It depends on what time, you know what time it's gonna come, they come dinner time or evening.
They don't, it's always early in the morning. But my thought is, I mean, that's just like a slap in our face. That they would put it, I know it's on their property, but that's no respect. That is no respect. They have closed up a ditch line, they've cut out the city sidewalk. When you measure that, they ain't got but a very little property up through there for that dumpster to set on.
It's on the city.
And I mean, they've got all that land down there. Just like when they dumped all the dirt out there on the street. They had all that big building, lot down there, and dumped the dirt, 5 or 6 tandem loads right there in front of our house. We eat dust all summer.
You see, I didn't know that till you told me about it.
I mean, you know, well, somebody had to okay that. Surely to goodness they didn't just come and dump it out just for the heck of it.
Now, you'd be surprised what you can get by with.
Well, I mean, somebody needs to be doing their job if that's the case.
But they told us it was okay.
And they said, the man told us that it was okay, that he'd been okayed by the city.
I didn't okay. I didn't talk to anybody.
But that dumpster, that's a slap in our face. Not only to our face, but the whole street.
Well, maybe Stan can talk to them and maybe they can move it or something.
All right, what's
I
going on?
hate to see him spend all that money for that concrete slab and all that stuff, not use it, but, you know.
But the thing of it is, what about all of this? I mean, somebody's been allowing all these pipelines to be put in, to run down from their buildings, to get the water off of them, to put it on the city, and then it ends up on my property.
Yeah. What is it? Downspouts for gutter, downspouts, Jim? Stan?
They've got 5 downspouts on the front and 5 on the back.
Okay. They're tied into our ditch? Or will be tied?
Them pipes is running in, I've got pictures, I didn't get them today, but I've got pictures of water, of where the water is running down. And and they never, whoever designed this,
Hand me those pictures, where you got?
whoever designed this concrete, they should be fired for running something down in a ditch line, not put a pipe in to drain the water.
Yeah.
But these 2 issues, and we got still the issue up the street with all the water running down. We got pictures of all that too. But this dumpster, this is a disgrace. How many people here would like a dumpster across from your house? How many? How many? And why should we have to put up with it?
They destroyed the sidewalk, and I'm understanding this, they destroyed the city sidewalk. They put this dirt on the city property. I think we have some maneuvering power to make them move some stuff around. Okay.
We can do, some of it we can, some of it we can't. It was designed in the project, and it was approved, you know, I don't think there's anything we can do about that, but the dirt down by the street, the ditch full, and the sidewalk removed, we can handle all that. And, we can, put the curb back in like it used to be, Bob, to hold water on that side of the street. And there will be a ditch back there to carry it.
Well, see, Jim, there's gonna be a lot more water now because he made it wider. You're gonna have more water than it used to be.
Well, there just have to be a bigger curb then, I guess.
But I see what, Bob and Floreda's talking about here. You're getting a lot of water off the driveway, run down the edge of the road across that where you milled it, Jim. is trying to get in that pipe going across the Bob's, or one very big pipe on the bottom, I see it. But yeah, I see the black pipe, he's talking about the drain pipe. I got no problem with that drain pipe as long as it gets in the ditch, not out in the road, if it's going in the ditch. And it shows the water coming from Bush's house down to Bob's.
Some of that, I have problems plans to solve anyway. Primarily the water control and the dirt and the ditch and all that. When they get back up our paved. But we can, they'll just have to re-slope that bank and make it steeper. And, put the sidewalk back in, I think we can leverage that, okay?
They got a new standard grass on that thing already.
I know.
Was that solid?
Yeah.
You may as well see these pictures, Bob.
I mean, anybody would like to come up, I'd be happy to show you what's going on.
Pictures worth 1,000 words. Oh, you did a good job taking those pictures.
Well, I mean, I think that somebody needs to consider thinking about us living there all of those years. Now, in our latter years, when we can go out and sit on our porch of a morning to smell a dumpster, see garbage, see all these things across the street.
Okay.
That's on their property. Not much on their property though.
Right.
And not only that, one more
Go
thing.
ahead.
When they come and dump and empty this garbage, you know how big them trucks is. You know all that water and juice comes out of there. And you know how good it smells. Not only that, but they're going to be turned Nevada Avenue's blacktop up.
Man. Joe's got it.
Jim, can you understand, meet with them up there and see if they can discuss with them the possibility of moving the dumpsters out? Or has that already been done?
It's already said.
I know it's been set, but I'm talking about
Please.
moving it and reset it.
We talked to them, and, I don't know any way we can leverage that. We talked to them, but I don't know any way that we can leverage that. We can leverage the fence and, keep it cleaned up and use this odor control and insect control. We can do that. But I don't know if we can leverage them to move it.
Yeah, I mean, they spent all that money for that concrete, for that slab and then that concrete driveway to hold that truck up. But if you can get them to do a privacy fence where that dumpster can't be seen, because, you know, a wooden fence or.
That helps, yeah. We'll meet with them
Okay. All right.
and see how much of it we can get there.
Butch, you want to say something, Butch?
Yeah, on the drainage issue, I don't know if you remember, but it's probably been a couple of years ago. I told you about it and you come up and looked at it. The problem with the drainage issue actually starts up above us.
Yes.
With a collapsed tile and collapsed sidewalk up there, or a neighbor parked a truck on it for a year. Now it's running down, and you can see in the pictures, it's actually coming across in a couple different places. Right on the right side of me is a huge drain. The runoff misses it totally. Part of it comes off in my yard, part of it turns toward the sidewalk, comes off on the other side of my sidewalk. Then biggest part goes down into Bob's there. If we can find some way to fix or unclog them pipes on the left-hand side of Nevada going up, that would solve a lot of, the apartment has compounded the whole problem and made it worse. When it, just a moderate rain now, I mean, it's probably an inch and a half deep running across from the apartment over onto Bob. But until we get that issue on up the street fixed, we still got the same drainage issues. It's, my yard's all to pieces. I can't even walk through the yard no more. It's so unlevel. The gravel, I think, I don't know if Jim knows exactly where I live, but there's been like a half-inch of gravel, and Bob's seen me for 2 years. I'm out there almost every weekend with a blower trying to blow it back into the road because we've suffered a cracked windshield because of it, beating our cars to death. So far, we ain't been able to get nothing done about it, but all that's coming off the left-hand side across the street onto us, so.
I think,
What would mean you do, Bush, without a blower? I have the same problem. I got a blower from the street blowing over the ditch.
It's coming from two gravel driveways on the other side that didn't put tiles in.
Yeah, if you kind of look at it, you probably know driveways, it's probably a concrete pipe being put back in the days, probably in the
we're
40s or
gonna address
50s.
the pipe, the concrete drive, the gravel driveways. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, there wasn't no pipe put in. I mean, you know, you probably couldn't afford it, and that's,
Okay, we'll address that.
we can just find some way, you know, to curb that back over on the left side. That's basically solved the problem. But it's kicking off of it up there, up the hill on the left-hand side because that whole thing is collapsed up there.
We can curb that side of the street and keep the water on that side. And which will solve the problem until the gravel wash out those driveways and fill up the house
Yeah.
curb. But, we can curb that, and I think we'll take care of most of your problems.
I'm pretty sure the pipe under Fred Shannon's old driveway there is collapsed too, so it might be, you know, something we just have to look at. But we appreciate anything you can do because about, you know, keeping the gravel off.
Until or unless those two driveways are paved, we're not going to completely solve the problem. I think you agree with that. But,
I think in regards to the dumpster issue, I think once it starts getting going and getting used, it's gonna solve itself. It's gonna create enough problems where we could probably take legal action against them, so.
Well, you know, probably if they put a fence or something up, a privacy fence or something to hide it, you know. But when Rogers Group comes up there and Jim starts blacktopping, make sure they,
we'll address that.
okay? Okay.
We appreciate anything you guys can do.
Yeah, you're welcome, Butch.
You know, maybe, we can, by getting rid of that dumpster, we can make an exception and have it done as a residential, and we pick up the garbage once a week. They just take it out to the street once a week. And that way we can get rid of the dumpster. Because we kept turning around, it's gonna tear our road up, it's gonna wait. It's gonna tear the road.
I think I'm right.
Yeah, you don't go.
He has contracted with Benny Lloyd
Yeah,
to use the smaller dumpsters and the smaller trucks.
I did too, but if you look behind my store, it's, the blacktop is tore off pieces.
But the big tandem truck, the front loader truck did that before you changed service.
Now,
I ain't worried.
Vinny's truck will do, it ain't big enough.
The asphalt's in bad enough shape
Yeah.
already.
Yeah, them big front end trucks, they
25-year-old.
will, Vinny's the back, he loads from the back, he'll back up there and do it. The front end trucks drive into it forward and do it.
There's what, 4 to 6 apartments in the,
5 of them.
5. I mean, that should maybe get rid of the dumpster if we just do.
You can't get rid of dumpsters, I'll get rid of everybody. You
Well-
know, Jim, it's hard, 2 or 4 guys in their truck, huh? You're right.
But you've got the apartments, you've got the apartments down underneath the hill, there's gonna be a dumping of garbage in this same dumpster also.
If I'm not mistaken, Bob, I believe we're gonna open that street up down there off Field Street, come here, understand?
I think so.
Why didn't they put the dumpster down there then?
I don't know, that's what I thought. they were gonna do.
That's where the other dumpster was.
Yeah, that was my understanding, they was gonna open that street up down there at, Underpass.
I'm thinking what they're gonna do, they're gonna use the dumpster for down the 2 sets of apartments on the lower side and the apartments on the top. That dumpster's for them, it's for elderly, those 5 apartments on the top are for elderly. And then you've got I think you got 13 apartments on the bottom, which are for other people, other than.
Low income.
Yeah.
Bobby Maestro and CFO, we just see it, we just want to see how it's gonna work out. I don't think you have any trouble with Vinnie Lloyd's truck. Go ahead, Floyd.
But you know, Mike, if somebody in the city hadn't approved that, the dumpster couldn't be there today because it had to be on city property to get up to their place.
You're correct.
And there's no denying that. You know there was a ditch line and you know there was a sidewalk, and that's city.
Yeah.
And if they wasn't allowed to go over that sidewalk and over that ditch line and fill it up, there would not be no dumpster.
You know, I didn't know anything about it till after it's done. I think Bob called on it when I looked at it. This pouring this concrete when I was, or wasn't it, Bob? Yeah.
And it's a foot.
It's done. Yeah.
So who approved it? Who approved it? What did they do? Just take over the city
Well, no,
property?
Some people, if you don't stay on top of it, you give them an inch and it'll take a mile.
Well, Faust is up there all the time, and he got eyes to see what's going on.
Well, let's don't go that route.
Well,
But
truth's the truth.
Let Jim and Stan work it out and see what they come up with, Bob.
Well, it can only go as far as the prints and the design will allow him to go. And I'm not taking up for Stan, but now, regardless of who it is, Stan or me or the mayor or whoever else, the plans were approved, and we can only enforce or go as far as the plans were approved to go. So that dumpster was approved when the initial plan was submitted to whoever.
But why was it? Why was it?
Can the city not just write a letter to Knox Housing and ask them that some citizens have concern about where they place the
You're talking about
dumpsters?
private property, it's a private property issue, it's really, we're crossing the line here. We can't,
Just a
we
white
cannot
letter
tell
asking.
private, I mean, you can try, but, I mean.
But you have this all over the city. The Eufaula Housing Authority has their dumpsters in front of those residential houses going down East Kentucky. I mean, it's any apartment complex, I mean, that is zoned for apartments, and it's their property. I don't think that you can dictate to them where you can put your dumpster. I mean, unless we change an ordinance.
Means taxpayer don't have no right for nothing.
Well, I tell you what, Stan, you and Jim and Jimmy here get together and see if we can help fix this problem, okay?
I mean, the only thing we've got going for us is since they did take a mile where they only had an inch and they took our sidewalk, took our property, we've got a little negotiation with them, okay? So I'd use every bit of it to maybe correct their problem, okay?
That's what we said at the post office. They took us for a go. Okay, let's go on. Is there any more comments, anybody else?
Can I make a quick one?
Nick, go ahead.
I just wanted to, this is going to be our last meeting before our ATV Fall Festival. And I just wanted to take a minute and thank all the department heads and their staff for the hard work that they've done for us. And if this thing is anything like we hope it's going to be, I want to thank you ahead of time for this Saturday. But everybody's been great. Jim, Steve, their staff. City's been wonderful. And Johnny, they're cleaning up for us, and Stan. But real quick, we've got 37,000 views on our Facebook page as of right now. We've got 56 vendors, got three bands. Pre-registration on the organized rides, I think Stan on his ride has got 17, and one of them is from Arkansas. And hotels, Hampton Inn is booked up. I'm not sure where the Holiday Inn stands right now. Ride Royal Blue, we're working in cooperation with them. They have 600 reservations for Friday night, and they'll be over here Saturday. So if it's anything like is indicated to us, it's going to be a great day. But we've tried to make this into a fall festival, not just for ATVs, but for the citizens. There'll be all kinds of activities for kids. There'll be the vendors for people who don't ride ATVs. But just want to thank you guys for everything that you've done and what you're going to be doing, we hope. So we hope it's a big deal. And Joey and Donna have been kind of my right-hand helpers anyhow. But I'm just speaking on behalf of Ann and Jimmy who have chaired this. And you'll see signs popping up around town now, little black and white signs.
Nick, while I got you here, I talked to Glennis Monday this evening. He's going to start tomorrow on the 4-lane. With the inmates come this way. He's going to go to Tank Springs, up to Ivydale, picking up. Then he's going to come back and do the old Walden Tavern. I told him that if he had any trash picked up, put it in a pile, call me, and we'll pick it up. We're not hauling, so.
Okay.
We'll there.
And as of right now, we have met with, I think it's 8 people with motorhomes from Kentucky that we've put on private property in town. Also 3 toy haulers and 2 campers from Ohio that we put on private property. And people are running out of places to go, so I hope it's an indication of what the weekend's gonna be like, so. And have you already seen our last flyer? Everybody got one? Pass the word, so. We're just looking for a good weekend. So, thanks again, guys, for everything you've done.
Thank you, Dave. Is there any more announcements?
Hey, Nick?
Yes, sir.
I don't know, you might have got it, but, we do have excess in behind the water treatment plant in Ivydale.
Uh-huh.
When we work that deal out with TWRA, we can put campers back there as long as you stay on the main road. There's plenty of places back in there where you can put a camper if they'll clean it up a little bit.
Right, right.
And that may be something that you could look at.
I think we have campers, like tent campers, that are staying in the mountains. Anyway, now I think.
And, you know, if you overflow,
Right.
and they're probably too late going there cleaning it up, you know. But at one time, it was cleaned up. There's several spots in there that you
Quite a
can
few
back a
spots.
little camper in.
Quite a few spots. but-
Yeah,
Yeah, TWRA is gonna open that gate for us Saturday.
yeah.
You know, the gate by the old water plant that's been locked, so they're gonna open that, so. I think there's some people planning on doing tent camping there, but, I know Jimmy stayed in touch with TWRA and then, the Royal Blue Rangers and, Cora, we're gonna help volunteer to lead and to follow these rides, and Stan is leading the rough one. But, yeah, our biggest thing right now we run into is people needing hotel reservations and people with motorhomes, big motorhomes, no place to go. So we're putting everywhere we can. I think we're gonna put a couple in your driveway and a couple in your driveway.
That's all I need, so that's my driveway. You don't have to go.
My neighbor's got mine full.
Again, and thank you.
Thanks, Ned, thank you. Hey, let me make an announcement while I'm here. I want to thank Joy Elson for going to school and being certified. If she hadn't, we'd been stuck with, what, about a 70-something? Yeah, 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 $7,500 fine we'd be sending to every year, so, you know, I have to do a good old hand of calls for Joy for the job.
Says she wanted more money to go with that.
Wait a minute, and she's the first city clerk, that's enough. Right, Joy,
Yeah.
she's, first city clerk to be certified.
Right.
Thank you, Joy. Jim?
We will have traffic across Beach Street Bridge Saturday. Now, next week, for a couple of days, it will be closed again temporarily for them to do their dressing up and finishing touches and so on. But we will have it open for that Saturday. But don't be surprised if we close it off next week for 2 or 3 days. So they can finish their cleanup, their touch,
Yeah.
their bits of that.
Yeah, I talked to him last week, told me he had to have it open by Friday. They're gonna start Friday, get you ready for service, so. I understand, okay. All right. Under administration, paying costs for utilities for the old post office. We talked about Joanne and Karen was gonna use the post office. And I just wanna I got a note here, it doesn't have anything to do with the Campbell County Coalition. This is the Historical Society, right, Karen?
Yes.
So we did discuss this in the workshop, and Jenny, what's your recommendation?
Mayor, I recommend that we go ahead and do it. I've looked at it, and it was actually a little bit less during the months I used it than it was during when the months when it was empty. The electric bill was a little bit less, and we have to keep the heat on in there.
Right. And I said, they're doing a good job keeping it clean, so, answer.
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and pay the cost for the utility.
Second motion.
Motion, say call the roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Bennett?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Mayor, while we're on the post office, let's talk about the zip codes of the post office.
Okay.
As of October 1st, we're supposed to change the zip codes, which we talked with post office service, and they said absolutely not. Actually, even threatened, if you don't shut up, we'll even add more zip codes to the phone that goes in there. But I do think that we need to probably send out one more letter or the same letter, and I'd be happy to help carry with Stan to these 67 businesses to try to get them to get a post office box, because I understand not many of them has got the post office box in it. So we don't want to cut off their mail supply, but we continue to need to be working on this. I talked to Dennis Powers, he's called the Tennessee Revenue people, called Joey, and they're going to try to give us a status report, a list of names each month, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and I just want to clarify, it's 27 businesses, it's just 67 pieces of property, they're not 67 businesses. It's just
Oh, it's 27.
Mhm.
So that make it leave less.
Yeah, the total includes residential and other.
All right, so, if you, the council allows Stan and I to do that, I would be happy to do that, so we can get, if we decide, we've already voted to change the zip code. We already voted to change the address. Now, where that puts us, it's probably in court, but we still don't want to disrupt these people's mail, and very few of them have done it, so if you give us permission to use the same letter and go back and do it one more time.
You have my permission, Bob, to do it. Even though it's the federal government, don't threaten me and don't threaten my council, because we don't take it very lightly. And they don't think we won't fight, you're crazy.
But we're limited in what we can do in the United States government, I guess, but we know it's all wrong, and once we get it fixed, it's gonna tear us again. But if Mr. Powers can get us these names each month, we can do sort of like a status report each and every month, so that we wouldn't lose money, we catch it early. That's it, we catch it early. Because we fix it 2 months, 3 months later, or a year later, it changes back somehow.
You have my permission to do that.
I agree with Bob, and I think Bob take the responsibility, they can take over to jail, he can go to jail.
Yeah, Bob, you're younger, but you got more rights.
Send Rick down there, and Rick can't do anything, he can get in there with him.
Okay, I got a motion by Hansford, I have a second by Bob.
Second.
That's a Colorado.
But that is, it is a shame that they took all this money from us, from the city of Foley. It's our money, clear as a whistle. And they're getting it, it's just that simple. And I guess I looked at that report and all the people that, that y'all come up with. And let me tell you, and some of those people, that's big bucks, and ain't small bucks. It's just like Bob said. And I went all the way. If he wants to take on the federal, let's take them on. What can they do? They can't do nothing, but they can't eat us.
All right, I got a motion by Hansford and a second by Gerald Colorado.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries, Bob. We'll see your chair back. Okay. Number 2, additions to the agenda. I have, we talked about Joey Bass. She's been working with Barbara here, licensed Barbara's been here. And Jimmy was going to put this on. And what do you think about it?
Well, Mayor, my understanding is that y'all wanted this put back on here, and if you want my recommendation, I've spoken with Barbara since it is on the agenda, and Barbara tells me that Joy Beth is able to do payroll now, and she is working on accounts payable. She can do part of that. So my recommendation would be to give her a 75% raise, 75 cents raise for what she can do at this time, and give her until budget time to be able to completely do the rest of the job. Barbara to completely cross-train her, and then give her the additional 50 cents after that.
So that's your recommendation?
Yes.
I have a motion approved. I have a motion by
Did
Bob.
we get found the funds for it?
Yes, Terry found it in, I don't know the account number, because other general government, that's where he found it.
He found the money out.
Second.
I have a motion to Colorado.
Mr. Bollinger?
There ought to be money left over from what we were paying Wanda, than what we started the lady out with is there now. There ought to be plenty of money left over to take care of that.
He found the money. We got a motion second. Go ahead, Colorado.
Mr. Fannin?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, under police department, item number 1, hiring Danielle Messenger as a full-time officer, Kirkland part-time, effective 10th, 17th, 15th, effective salary, $27,540. What's council's pleasure?
Make approved, I make a motion to approve, hiring Mrs. Messi.
Have a motion, Bob, have a second.
Second.
Have a second, call roll.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fanning?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. Congratulations, Danielle.
Thank you.
Item number 2, hiring Michael Sekowski. I was close anyway, Michael, I tried. Okay. As a full-time officer, currently part-time, effective 10th, 17th, 15th, starting salary $27,540. What's the pleasure, council?
Move to approve, Mayor.
Second.
Have a motion, call roll.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fanning?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. Congratulations, Michael. Police Department. Item number 3, destroying the salvage computer equipment. Jimmy, you want to discuss a little bit?
Yes, Mayor, we talked about in the meeting, all of the hard drives in the police department computers have to be destroyed. They can't be surplus, so they will have to be destroyed because you can't wipe those even if they have, so they need to be destroyed.
Who's going to be overseeing that?
I'm not sure, Steve, who you're gonna have destroy the computers?
They've not told me anything as to what they're gonna do with them, once it's gonna be surplus, or once it's gonna be destroyed.
I think last time we put them in the incinerator.
Oh, to burn them, okay.
Hard drives and put in the center.
Burn
I
them,
think
okay.
last time we put them in the incinerator.
Yeah.
So,
All we do.
We need a vote on this.
And ask if we can transport.
yeah, because you either have to declare them surplus or okay, destroy them since they are city property.
I make a motion to destroy this computer.
I have a motion by Bob, have a second.
Second.
Call roll.
Mr. Bollinger? Mr. Fanning?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, under Public Works Department, number 1, person equipment trailer for a 10-ton truck. We talked about that in the workshop, and I talked to Dennis. He's the one that has the trailer for sale. He told me he put new tires on it, and he's put new brakes on it. Is that correct, Jim?
We're not asking for any more money. I've saved enough in trading trucks. We're not asking for any new money. So,
He said it's what, a 30-foot trailer? Okay.
So something the council needs to be aware of, Mayor, is that Jim is trading in 2 of his old trucks on that dump truck, on his new truck.
You are trading right, Jim?
we're working on him.
Okay.
Trading the old 2-ton dump truck and the old road tractor and trailer. And this trailer here will replace that old road tractor and trailer.
Okay.
And the new dump truck will replace the old one we're trading.
Trading, okay.
I make a motion that we give Jim the authority to purchase the equipment for the trailer and what he needs there. Let him work it out with whoever he's working with.
Second motion.
Call roll, please.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fanning?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 2, stormwater issue for commercial properties on Rusty Road. That's the lady Jim on that beauty shop.
$15,000.
Is that right? $50,000 for pipe?
About 15.
Okay, we can do it in-house?
Yep.
Okay, do you have the money for that?
No.
No. People teachers better every day, I'm telling you that. Have you got any idea where we get the money, Jim?
Mayor, why don't we just give Jim the permission to get with Terry to see if he can find the money to do that, if that's something that y'all want to do.
Okay.
Just vote to give him permission to get with Terry, and then if he can find the money, then proceed.
It's something we've got to do.
We've got to do it. It's never a headache, we inherit it. You know what I'm saying?
That's what, yeah, we inherited this.
Yeah,
Look out.
same thing as Coast Spring Village, and same thing up here on Rose Hill. Okay.
Jim, we make a motion.
Wait a minute.
Not if you find the money. If you find the money, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, Terry Feynman, what are you saying, Rudy?
I was saying, just to tell him to go talk to Terry, you don't have to have a motion
Okay.
for that, and
Just
just direct him to go get it and bring it back.
Yeah.
Okay,
He can go ahead and proceed.
yeah.
They will, you can
Oh,
put that.
motion is,
Okay.
I make a motion if
Started soon as we can.
Terry finds the money to, do this stormwater issue on the commercial property for Rusty Road.
Second motion.
If Terry finds the money, Jim, you go ahead and start, okay? Have a motion, second, call the roll.
Mr. Bollinger?
Yes.
Mr. Fanning?
Yes.
Mr. Hatmaker?
Yes.
Ms. Thompson? Yes.
Motion carried.
Resolution needs to be struck out of
Okay, strike it out.
that. Yes.
Okay, is there any further business to come before council? No, it being none, this meeting is adjourned.
Resolution.
Terry is going to do it in one complete resolution. That was from the fire department, the equipment, he has some other stuff. He's going to do it in one big resolution.